What up everyone, it's your man Xman87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends news video, and what I have for you today is the newly revealed Marvel Legends Hellfire Gala Spider-Man figure. Before we get into everything, if you could please Hulk smash that like button on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's talk about it. So earlier today on comicbook.com, it was reported and revealed that the Hellfire Gala Spider-Man figure will be making its way to the Marvel Legends line. Let's go over the details real quick and then I'll dive in deeper into the figure and costume origin. This Marvel Legends Hellfire Gala Spider-Man is a Walmart Collector Con exclusive. Pre-orders will go live on Walmart Friday, July 24th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Equipped with 3 sets of even hands, including fists, whipping hands, and wall-crawling hands. It will retail for $24.99 and is slated to drop in the fall season. Now let's dive into the costume origin first, because I'm sure some of you will ask me in the comments and would like to know if you're not caught up in modern comics yet. You know I love talking comics, so long story short, you have to know what the Hellfire Gala is first. The Hellfire Gala has been a yearly celebration since its inaugural inception back in 2021 and is hosted by Emma Frost. The celebration is for mutants, but not just mutants as some think it's only for them. No, it's for mutants, heroes, and even celebrities like actor Jon Hamm, and even musicians like Eminem who were seen in comic panels. It's pretty much superhero Hollywood. It's mainly this grand spectacle of a red carpet for superheroes. How Spider-Man got this costume? Well, you have to go back to his first meeting with Emma Frost from X-Men Devil's Reign, issue number 2. Emma, with the assistance of Elektra, needed to rescue a small kid who the Kingpin ordered a hit on for being a murder witness. Emma then telepathically summoned Spider-Man for help, who was swinging in a neighborhood nearby. Once Spidey wiped out the thugs, a touching moment happens where Emma reads Spider-Man's mind and discovered the reason he's Spider-Man. Emma, who was deeply touched by his trauma and tragedy, wipes his mind but then develops a soft spot for him. It was hinted at that she sort of had a thing for Spider-Man. Here goes Spider-Man about to rizz up another baddie. Spider-Man was never really able to attend the inaugural Hellfire Gala event because he couldn't afford the fancy dress code. However, with Peter on Emma's mind still, years later at the Hellfire Gala event, Emma Frost reveals she hired a designer herself to make Peter a special costume so he could attend the event. So this costume was a nice heartwarming gift from Emma to Peter. Peter even tells Emma he's a party pooper and ends up eating most of the buffet and fighting at the gala with Emma unfazed by it as she's quietly entertained by it. Honestly, these two would have made a dynamic couple with their opposites attract chemistry rather than having Emma marry Tony Stark and Spider-Man being a damn cuck to Mary Jane's new man. They could have been Marvel's new power couple, but Marvel writers fail to see when they have something good going on. The costume gained popularity quickly and was also featured as a free DLC costume for Spider-Man 2 PS5. So there you have the costume origin. Now let's talk about the figure itself. So there's some things I like about this on how they did it, but there are other things that I don't like how they approached it. The figure itself is on the Amazing Fantasy book with red and white paint over the bluish purplish plastic molding. Don't have a problem with the Amazing Fantasy book because I am a fan of that book, but they chose the wrong color scheme. It's supposed to have a black and purple tint, not blue and purple. So I have a problem with that. The spider logo forms from his right arm with the spider legs extending over his front and back. You can see the laser cobwebbing painted in white on the feet, hands, and some of the eyes. So another problem I have here is that the spider logo doesn't have that gradient glow like the hands and feet do to capture that neon glow looking sort of effect. Then the ankle hinges on the front are red, which throws the design off in the front because it just looks like he has a randomly placed red stripe going down to the front of his ankle foot area. It looks like they try to spread the gradient glow towards the front of the ankles, so it looks like it's blending in all together, but it just doesn't work. I know that instead if they had the blue purple hinge, then it would mess up the back, but if I had to pick one, don't mess up the front of the figure, man. I'm not feeling that at all. The only new sculpted parts on this figure, really, besides the head, obviously, are the calves. It has the 3 spikes, so that is accurate. The only thing I can't tell on this figure that I can't say for sure that he has is if they sculpted the spider eyes on the back of his head, as it's supposed to have that. But there are no promo images here that showcase the back of the head or the back of the figure. Otherwise, the head sculpt came out looking good and is the best looking thing about this figure, honestly. Then the spikes were the only features that really needed any sculpting, because the spider logo and the laser cobwebbing are just glowing lights that is on skin tight within the spandex. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really rave about or wow me. So my final thoughts on this is pretty underwhelming. They could have done a much better job than this. At first I thought this was going to be a Gamerverse release before I even saw the packaging. But then I saw it's the Amazing Spider-Man labeled under a Hellfire Gala series, which I found interesting. So are we going to get more Hellfire Gala figures? I don't know, but this may be a sign. Also, it's just weird that they would start a Hellfire Gala series without Emma Frost herself, who started it. I don't know if I want to see Hellfire Gala designs yet in the line when the classic Hellfire Club needs to be completed with Leland, so that needs to be tackled first. But there are some Gala ones that would make for some cool looking figures, not gonna lie. Like obviously Emma herself, and Scarlet Witch has a beautiful design. Black Widow has one of the best designs, and it's also in Marvel Rivals right now as we are at the end of the Hellfire Gala season in the game. That's honestly probably the best design. Doctor Doom even looks fly, I can't lie. Then Mystique looks gorgeously badass with the skull painted face. So there are some I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't mind if it's something that just gets released here and there like this. It doesn't have to take up a whole wave ever. And this is coming from a hardcore X-Men fan from classics to modern comics. I mean, come on, they wasted a whole wave of House of X and never followed anything after 4 years. It was only for their HasLab Sentinel agenda. It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. It makes it a complete waste when we could have gotten an X-Men wave for classic figures that are needed to complete teams. I don't know, like how I mentioned Leland for Hellfire Club or Pharaoh and Rachel Gray for X-Force and Excalibur. And it's not a problem if they introduce a new era team like they did with House of X, as long as they have something to follow up afterwards to keep the team growing. But we got nothing, really nothing. Only one from that era they released was Kid Omega back in 2023 as part of the Chiadbath wave. To be fair, you can make a case for the Marvel Unlimited Plus exclusive Pirate Cape Pride, and then also Maggot, who had his 90s look in House of X, so he fits in that era too. But that's it, like no House of X Jean Grey in her proper House of X attire, not the terrible Marvel girl they made, Polaris, Storm, etc. That I know people were asking for in my comments to bolster the House of X display. Like, come on man, seriously? Don't get me wrong, it would be cool to see a Spider-Man figure labeled under an X-Men branded wave, but it's probably better off this way instead of a whole wave. I would like to add the Spider-Man in my X-Men display, but as with any Spider-Man figure, I'll still get this to put on my Spider Suit shelf, like I do with Iron Man armors for my Hall of Armor. I want every Spider Suit made, so that's one of my joys in this hobby, but I'm not overly excited with the execution on this. Like I said before, and I feel like I say this a lot when it comes to Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, but it could have been so much better. But hey, at least it's not a highly desirable costume that's a Walmart exclusive, right? It would be worse if it was one of his high-tier costumes. You should see some of the comments I've read complaining about how it should have been one of his more popular costumes as a Walmart exclusive. It should have been an updated Comic Noir costume or Future Foundation. Like, what? You serious right now? Like, this community can be stupid as fuck sometimes. Not everyone is, but you know there's some stupid ass people in this community. Like, let's not pretend there's none that say stupid shit like this. Like, why would you want those popular suits to be a Walmart or any kind of exclusive for that matter? It's dumbasses like that who ruin it for us when we do end up getting those kind of exclusives. Freaking shaking my head, man. Look, putting my mini rant off to the side, all I'm gonna say is I don't mind the design in the comics of this costume. I low-key kind of like it, but I don't like it in figure form as much as I do in the comics or the video game. It honestly looks best in video game form. It's not a completely terrible figure, it's just very mid at best. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think about this Spider-Man Hellfire Gala figure? Are you copying or passing? Also, I'm curious to know if there are any Hellfire Gala designs to be made in figure form that would pique your interest. Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another Marvel Legends news video. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xman87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next video. Peace.